Hi there everybody, it's Dale Beaumont here from Business Blueprint and welcome to our latest Business Blueprint webinar. So our special guest presenter tonight, his name is Ed Chan. All right, Ed, over to you.
G'day Dale, g'day listeners, welcome. Tonight will be mainly for small businesses. Let's get on with it. This information I'm talking to you about is of a general nature. You need to get some personal advice to see whether it's applicable to you. You can buy negatively geared property in a property investor trust and distribute the income from your family trust to soak up the losses in the pit, the property investor trust. A negatively geared property is where the interest and expenses of the property are higher than the rent they collect, so it's effectively making a loss, and that loss can be claimed as a tax deduction. And as long as you do it in the right way, then you can claim it. If you don't do it in the right way, for example, if you held a family trust, held the property and the losses is in the family trust, but you're a salaried worker, then you won't be able to offset your salary against those losses, which are going to get trapped inside the family trust. However, if your business is also a family trust and you held your negatively geared property in another family trust, you can actually distribute the income from the first family trust to the lost family trust, the one that's making a loss, and soak up the negative gearing that way. The reason why I put up the property investor trust is that the property investor trust is just something that Chan and Naylor developed, and we've got a product ruling from the ATO, but we designed it specifically for property, and I won't go into it tonight because tonight's not about property, but that'll be for another night. But the theory is still the same. So if you had bought a property in a family trust or a unit trust, if you held your business income in a trust, you can actually distribute that to that trust that's making a loss.
And how's that different to the Bear Trust that you spoke about before for a commercial property?
A Bear Trust is a trust that effectively holds it on behalf of somebody else, whereas a family trust or a property investor trust or a PIT holds the property for themselves. Again, a Bear Trust doesn't hold a property on their own behalf, it holds the property on somebody else's behalf. For example, if you wanted to buy a property but you didn't want it in your name, so the legal title you could hold in the Bear Trust, but the beneficial title to that property belongs to you, because the Bear Trust, whilst the property is in its name, is not holding it on its own behalf, it's actually holding it on your behalf. Whereas in a PIT or a family trust, it's holding that property in its own behalf.
All right, makes sense. But I'm sure that we've kind of lost a few people. Even sometimes for me, this stuff is kind of like confusing. So what situation should someone be in to come and talk to you about this issue specifically?
Especially before they buy a property, not after they've bought a property. That's very, very important. So you don't go to the auction and bid on the property and they go sold. As soon as they go sold, they want the name to go on the contract of sale, and you need to be prepared before you go to the auction. So it's best to go see your accountant and say to your accountant, I'm going to bid on this property on Saturday, and I'd like to know what name to put it on, because as soon as the auctioneer gives you, and you've won the property on the day, you'll need to complete the contract of sale, and you need to know what name to put on that contract. And once you put that name on the contract, if you want to change it, it's very, very difficult. Generally, the vendors, once they've got you as a seller, they don't want anything to jeopardize it by putting it on a different name or whatever. But it's always best, as our parents used to say, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So go see your accountant before you do anything, not after you've done it.
And that could be for a home resident, it could be for an investment property, or it could be for a commercial property. Either way.
Correct. However, it's more important if it's to do with business. If it's your home, it's important to know, because if you're in a business that's highly litigious, you may not want the property in your name, because if someone sued you, if you're, say, a doctor, or you're in business and you're a director of your company, then you don't want any assets in your name. Having your home in your name exposes the home to litigation, and you could lose your home.